what's up, yins, guys? I was almost ready to go about my business, and then I wanted to make a video about this. I saw this on the news, and I'm not jumping on the bandwagon, but talking to the girlfriend, I do rants about this sitting in a chair watching the TV news. In some cases, too, if there was somebody else watching this video that, you know who you are. I didn't even take a picture of any of your comments, and they gave me a compliment sandwich. Is one particular one. I think she's from China. I don't know who the hell it is, if they're a he or a she, but they'll say a compliment about other things I do in my videos. And they call it yoga or whatever, a good thing, and I might try to say I'm some kind of lonely guru or something. Oh, I have a girlfriend. I got friends. I do shit for charities in my spare time. And there's other YouTubers too that do shit in their videos. Are they lonely and desperate or whatever, you know, that compliment sandwich. But anyway, about the Notra Dame Cathedral. I don't want to say this in a wrong way either, because this dovetails into some things that I rant about too. You get the churches that are like, say, real rich. I guess the first thing I should tell you is I can't fucking stand the ultra-modern shit. And I don't want to say anything negative. I don't want this to be taken as negative, the Notre Dame Cathedral. Absolutely, if you can rebuild it, rebuild it. I believe in it. Well, I believe in like the older structures that... I fucking hate that ultra-modern shit. I think they should make pretty stone places and go back to that, and then really intricate windows and stuff like that. But there's like, so, okay, you know that I rather would have, you know, there's a town I used to live in that has a real nice church, the stone arches and stuff. Oh, I love that shit, absolutely love the shit. But the thing I'm seeing on the news, I'm not saying this is wrong. I don't want to be insulting either way. I'm not against building it. I'm absolutely for older structures, hate the new shit. I can't tell you that enough. But what gets me is, well, you would have to Google some of the people maybe that are contributing money, want to run to the aid of this. Before I make judgments, maybe they do things for charities. I'm not saying they're not. I don't want to make a video say anything against this. But I also want to talk about poverty here too. And I also have in the back of my head too, one of my favorite videos about Antonio Vivaldi. There was a place called La Pieta, was also the Mercy, which, you know, if you followed the Robin Trower song, which was way a future later, The Bridge of Sighs, babies were tossed in canals and babies were found on the streets, and La Pieta was the Mercy, and Vivaldi had this whole choir. It was all women. They were beautiful voices. They were behind a thing, but they were all ugly women. And there was a thing about beautiful voices, but they were deformed for whatever reasons. You Google that, you know, it's wonderful. It's wonderful info, find it out. And I was also proposing too, these people, I always talk about these people that are ridiculously rich everywhere. I had this fear too with the popular, afraid that a natural disaster might kill a whole bunch of us someday. I'm not paranoid about it, excuse me, as it is, but I had this weird fear in my head, and I don't want to call it a fear or a theory in my head. What if all the ridiculously rich, oil-rich Arabs and all these really ridiculously rich people got together and gave everything, all the homeless, all the orphans? That I fear that if, you know, would everybody be back in poverty in 20 more years because, you know, without something as a backup, everything from water source to maybe a economic, you know, keep things going economically, give them vocation. But anyway, that's a lot of shit to talk about. But anyway, I wanted to say it's like coming to the aid because it looks, maybe somebody looks like a hero. I'll come in there and so they can, you know, go on public, the news telling them, yeah, we contributed all this to rebuild the cathedral. Nothing wrong with it, but where are all these people with all this money that, I mean, I'm seeing on Return to Channels on TBN and these things, they're collecting money. They want an orphan's promise, and they have the kids on there. I'm an orphan, and I never had a birthday party, and to get everybody, rich Christians, to put on their credit cards. Oh my God, nothing wrong with that, but then you got some people that are, oh, the first thing they do is, Oh, it's their occupation. Buy themselves a fancy car. But anyway, what does that have to do with the people building the cathedral? I'm saying not how you think, or how, don't even try to say. Why I'm thinking these people, like I'm seeing this on TV, people trying to collect money that I think are driving fancy cars, Orphans Promise and all that, and check them out. How much money is that going to them? I want to see more of that get done. I don't want these kids to be human trafficked and everything. Yeah, it's fine. They want to show off, and all of a sudden everybody running to the aid because it's a big incident. This happened at a cathedral. But why the fuck is there still all these homeless kids and all these orphans, and everybody's worried about human trafficking? I'm not saying any of these people aren't doing anything, but I don't know. It seems like it could do more, but if I was as rich as some of these people, I'd want to see some of it done. And say, hey, are you taking a paycheck off the top so you can buy yourself a fancy house and a fancy car? You know what I mean? Like I said, I love the older shit. You know what I mean? And I hate I fucking hate the ultra modern shit. As a matter of fact, even though I'm do some of my videos with metal, I have apocalyptic lyrics I'd rather use. I have a thing too. I was kind of trying to give to my viewers later that you don't agree with your parents about religion. Your parents scream, swear, and chain smoke with an ashtray next to the Bible, well versed in the Bible, but parents that scream, swear, and chain smoke. Okay, so there was a part of me that, I guess, because of influence in certain list of movies that I'd have to give you a whole video about this. That I had. I don't care for the fancy costume Catholic robes, but there were some things like that I rebelled against my parents, not just with metal. I was somewhat a reader, and I used to have large CD collection and books and that, and I found even more on the internet. Things like what they called Codex Calixtinus, and there was a thing that I seen in Cantigas de Santa Maria, very wonderful, with old drums, the music. I can't fucking stand. You know what? I've always told people in my social media that I don't want to bash it. I don't want to put it down, but the big show-off Christian rock, I said, I'm not no fucking heavy metalist that they want to accuse now of all this church burning. Oh, the guy was listening to death metal or whatever. I don't want to go there with that. I don't want nothing to do with that shit. I believed in apocalyptic lyrics. I'd show you some. But then there was another side of me that had, because of interest, I'll give you a list of movies. Someday I'll do a video. That's as opposed to not putting it down, the big stage spectacles, the modern Christian rock. I wanted to be like Henry Rollins. If I was to do a religious speech on a stage, it would be almost like I would be like Henry Rollins. You remember how Henry Rollins was talking about modern rock and modern techno or whatever? And bring in DJ fuckhead. I'm like this with Christian rock. I'm not putting it down. Some of it's okay. I don't want to be hating, but I rebelled in a way, not just with metal, that even my parents hated that. I'm thinking that some of my family members hated that more than the heavy metal I listened to. I got interested in the old drums, the old instruments. Because I found some things about the old classical, the Codex Calixtinus and Cantigas de Santa Maria. Love the stuff. In a way, some of my viewers, what they see in me, they probably think I'm serving two masters. Even some of my people out there in the outside internet world, I'm putting it on social media certain days that you can argue that I'm serving two masters. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just wanted to use this. I don't know, make us some random shit to give you guys something to think about. I mean, I'm not. You know how you're not against something. You want them. Okay, go ahead and do it. But some things can be done better. And all right, maybe you can use that as an idea. I mean, because the thing that inspired me was look up Vivaldi's Women in La Pieta. From what I understand, even now that place has the original building. Yeah, the Mercy. I'm not saying give everybody a handout, But there is a big need. There's people fucking ridiculously rich. They can just whip out money, just rebuild some building to be a hero. But some of these people are rich that can give jobs, an economy to make so people have jobs so they can buy their shit, which makes them rich. Does it make sense? That anybody, whether you own Gucci, somebody has to have a good paying job. You don't want anybody to really, you don't want too many people to get poor. You don't want to have no more poor. You don't want anybody to get poor, because the reason why you get rich, people are buying your stuff, right? So it makes sense. I mean, there's all these people like orphans, and you see this shit on TV, people begging for money. You wonder if they're using it first, the first thing to give ourselves a paycheck and a fancy house. And you can get these kids, try to give them some vocational skills, and I don't know, try to slow down the amount of kids growing up in poverty. And you're hearing about all this shit. And at the same time, you could be creating, trying to build, ensure that there's going to be a still economy, that people are going to buy. I mean, there's some people so rich it don't matter. You know, they're set for the rest of their life. But I mean, to be able to keep going, the opportunities for somebody out there to get rich. If somebody wants to start a business, you know, and get out of poverty, there's got to be, I don't know, some kind of ways to create jobs too at the same time. Whether it's you or me start a business, I know it matters. It's a bunch of shit that sort of relates. Like if somebody like you or me, or so you watching this video, you want to start a business, say you want to do this. In order for you to get rich, there better be somebody else out there also having jobs too, so that they can buy your shit so you can get rich. But at the same time, you realize, hey, you worked, when you go to get a job, you go, whatever you work and do as, you don't have that products and services make the whole world go around. And say, whether you're in a job or whether you find a way to go have a business, and you become and whether you become an employer to help people package your stuff. I don't know, it all goes around. And if one thing outweighs the other, if you want to get out of poverty and start a business, you have to have people out there with jobs to buy your shit. Well, I mean, you're trying to include yourself in there without judging anybody else. We're like a part of it. And I think that if they want to rebuild it, more can be done, and maybe use the place for more than, I don't know. There's a lot of options, you know, put it out there. There's probably already people talking those options. But it's stuff I can make a long video about.